Hey everybody, failed entrepreneur, back again, crappy videos every day, so subscribe so you can argue with me. And today, talking about, again, Joe Biden and just all the issues plaguing his campaign. There's a non-zero chance that he doesn't survive, and the Democrats may actually switch him out. He's just beset by so many issues. I made a video yesterday, damning video, or damning evidence has come out of the Ukraine. Leaked phone calls, multiple phone calls, just amazing to listen to, detailing how shady politics works. It's phone conversations between Joe Biden and the Ukraine president Poroshenko at the time. A little bit of John Kerry in there too, kind of testing the waters. And this is back in Obama's administration. The whole Burmesa, Ukrainian oil, natural gas company. Biden's son is on the board. He gets paid hella money for being hella unqualified and was being investigated. And Biden wanted to shut that investigation down to protect his son and potentially line him in Poroshenko's own pockets with the $1 billion that Biden was holding off, quid pro quo. It was all over kind of the news a while ago, but I guess what Trump did was worse. Anyway, just to hear these men talk and, really no written contracts or, no emails to intercept here. This was all kind of over phone call, and it's just a total this or that. Hey, I want you to do this. Let me see what I can do. Poroshenko even says, we looked, and this prosecutor that Biden wanted fired, we found no signs of corruption. The guy's done nothing wrong. Why does Joe Biden care about a Ukrainian prosecutor who has, it seems, a pretty semi-clean, as clean a record as you can have in the Ukraine? Why does Joe Biden care about that he needs to get him fired? But whatever. Biden's got a hard-on for getting this dude fired. You can listen to the phone calls. Biden's like, oh, yes, oh, good, oh, good, oh, good, when he hears the news. And then, I'm a man of my word. You help me, I help you. I'll give you the money, and we'll get it started here right away. It's just amazing. Already that's starting to slide, and the media is calling it, the ones that are talking about it, it's a smear. It's more foreign meddling. This is not a Ukrainian investigation into their president who's corrupt. No, it's Ukraine trying to sway the 2020 election in the United States. As I said, poor Ukraine, they're the tennis ball of politicians, it seems. Tara Reade, of course, is not going away. The sexual assault allegations. You got some again in the media calling this a right-wing trap, basically. Me Too is a right-wing trap. I think they finally realized that maybe they trapped themselves, people on the left. But Tara Reade has credible accusations and story, more credible than some stories we've seen in the past about Joe Biden. Joe Biden is already very hands-on and touchy-feely in, a creepy kind of way. So it's not difficult to connect these dots that maybe he did something wrong. I just think all politicians behave badly just because they think they can get away with it. Kind of like, NBA players, right? I guess, being like a senator is kind of the equivalent of being, a forward for the Phoenix Suns or Lakers or whatever it is. But whatever. It's not hard to imagine this probably happened, and with how many other sexual scandals there seems to be. Did you know that the Senate actually has a hidden slush fund to pay out for sexual assault allegations? Right? It's totally legit. There's actually money the Senate has budgeted to pay out for hushing up these claims when they arise. Okay, that's good to know. So anyway, again, not a stretch, but again, even though everybody is to be believed, Me Too, that's what it's all about. Believe all women. Let's walk it back a little bit. If it's about Biden and the Democrat nominee, it'd be nice if they, Democrats held themselves to a higher standard, but it's just not surprising. Some people are having problems with it, but there's a lot that are, you can see the mental gymnastics they're doing to try and explain away or in good conscience accept Biden as their nominee and support Biden, even though he may have acted badly, allegedly, in the past. And again, not even mentioning all the creepy hands-on things he does with, seems to be kids, I don't know, whatever, other people too. So that ain't going away anytime soon. And you can see the left is already trying to struggle with that. On top of that, his VP choice still hasn't been made. And again, you got people in his party putting pressure on him, coming out. Biden has said that he wants to have a minority candidate. I think I've made video on this in the past. But now there's people pressuring him. Not only does the VP have to be a woman, that's not good enough. Is that they're demanding a woman of color. And if he doesn't pick a woman of color, they're going to riot and they're going to revolt and be angry. Angry in the first place. So I know his pool was already narrow, is even narrower now. I made a video about this a while ago. Kamala Harris seemed to be the favorite, maybe like a week back, but he still hasn't made a choice. Elizabeth Warren was in the mix. Amy Klobuchar was in the mix. The governor of Michigan was in the mix. It's interesting. Biden actually has a podcast I listened to a couple weeks back. I listened to 2 episodes. It was the governor of Michigan. Sorry, I don't know her name. Whatever. And Amy Klobuchar. And I had mentioned in my review, it seemed almost as if these were like he was interviewing them for like the vice presidential position. And lo and behold, turns out that the Michigan woman I listened to is one of the front runners now for the VP nomination. But she's white, so maybe that's not going to work. Stacey Abrams has been mentioned, who's just she lost for to be governor last year or last election 2016. I think this is just I don't want to say underhanded, but it's a way to put pressure, I think, on Michelle Obama is what I'm thinking here, right? Because she seemed would be the most popular if you have those parameters, and it's a way to push her forward without really saying her name. So maybe it looks more organic, or maybe it looks more natural. I don't know, but he's kind of boxed himself into a corner here. He's got to pick a candidate not based on policies really so much, maybe not so much based on aptitude. He has to pick someone based just on who they represent, which is important. You usually pick a VP to help you in like a weak state you need to win. At least that's kind of the way it used to be. But now, it's just you want to, I guess, fully represent people, and that's good. But I don't know if that should be like the number one most important priority. And then another issue plaguing him is just he's not the nominee yet. He's presumptive. He doesn't have the delegate. He still hasn't locked down the delegates. I think you need like 2,672 delegates to be the nominee. And as of last count, I got it on my screen here, he only has 1,509. 1,991 is how much you need. My apologies. He's 400 short. 400 delegates short. And because of Corona, a lot of states are shutting down their elections, just not even holding them, not even doing a mail-in. I thought everyone loves mail-in ballots now, but not for this primary election. And so what that is doing, and that's kind of screwing Biden over, is that he doesn't have the delegates needed, and he may not going into the convention, which is a whole nother mess because that might have to be canceled as well. They might have to do a virtual convention, like Biden's trying to been doing a virtual campaign, and it just seems every time he does, it's falling flat on his face with technical issues and glitches, and just it's hard. Hey, we're all zoomed out. We know it's difficult to do things online. It's possible. I mean, you can get by, but it's not ideal. It's not great. And there's severe limits to campaigning via Zoom. And it's not a good look for his campaign. Can you imagine trying to do a virtual convention over like multiple nights? Must-see TV is what it would be. But like I was trying to say, he doesn't have the delegates. And so if that's the case, if this holds, right, he may be walking into that convention with the lead, but not the win. And so they usually, they have like multiple calls, and usually now everyone's got it wrapped up, so there's no fighting. But back in the day, and especially the Democrats, these contentions get testy, and they might have to do multiple calls and multiple votes, and there's a lot of fighting and backroom politics going on. That might happen. Biden may walk in there and not without having enough votes that first round, and it would just declare on like all the undecideds, do they want to back this guy, or do we want to throw Biden out right away and then real quick scramble to get somebody else in place? Bernie Sanders is number 2. He's got 992 delegates, but I doubt they're going to put this number 2 front runner in the lead, because Bernie lost because people realized he's not winnable and very unpopular. That was that was pre-corona. So maybe his policies are a little easier to swallow now, having had some stimulus checks and realizing that, I don't know, maybe better healthcare is better, just so we can clamp down on these viruses when they happen. I don't know. I wonder what would have happened had Bernie stayed a little longer. I don't wish this, but if corona maybe happened a little earlier, how it may have changed the fortunes of his campaign. But anyway, throw Biden out, throw the baby out with the bathwater. Bernie ain't going to get the number 2, or ain't going to get the vote, and all the Bernie bros are going to be extra salty about that. And then there's really no good third place. Who do you put to take on Trump? I think, I don't know how bright his star is now. Andrew Cuomo, or Mayor Cuomo from New York. New York's kind of a mess right now. I don't know if we want. It's a disaster, and there's who knows what's going to happen. But like I said, you add this all